Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
So one of the things that's going to happen as you start doing the work is you're going to want to find out, in a lot of cases, why certain things happen. Now, the why question is huge. And so when we talked about in our recent episode about starting with why, we were talking about kind of a forward approach on the why you're doing the things you're doing. But when you start doing analysis using the working tools, it is very common to want to look backwards and try and find causes for things. And I want to give you a little bit of insight here as to when that's appropriate and when it isn't. In a lot of cases, it's not appropriate, to be honest. And so here's why. Because if the cause of a given behavior or a given event is a one-off. I turned left in this situation because oncoming traffic was headed my way and I had to turn left. That is a one-off situation and circumstance, and knowing why in that case isn't necessarily useful. The view's not worth the climb, if you will. Sometimes it takes a while to figure out the step by step and what happened and the root causes. And in fact, the time is better spent developing a program or developing if this ever happens again, here's what I'm going to do. When it really makes sense to start looking at the why and the causes and reasons behind your behaviors, or just as importantly, the behavior of others, it's important when the symptoms of suffering that come with their behavior or your behavior start to repeat themselves in a way that is either self-destructive for you or destructive for them. And so, and obviously this only applies to the folks that you really, really sort of genuinely care about. Doing a root cause analysis on someone else's behavior that you can very easily just eliminate their influence is probably, you just eliminate the influence and be done with it. But for people that you care about, including yourself, hopefully, right? Then what you're really going to want to do for the root cause conversation is when these repeated behaviors emerge, start to analyze what are the preceding factors for those behaviors. I overeat when I am anxious. This is the problem I have. And so how can I get ahead of being anxious a little bit so that I don't then demonstrate the behavior of overeating? If I can get ahead of that and move that a little bit further backwards in the sort of food chain or the process pipeline, I will be able to solve the problems in my everyday life. So as you're busy determining root cause, start with the end in mind. Am I interested in changing a long-term behavior? If so, I need to understand the patterns that caused it. Am I interested in having a better way to adapt to immediate changes in circumstances? How am I going to resolve those problems? And then apply the process of root cause judiciously, so you're not perpetually looking for causes for things that are all one-off situations or that are repeatedly something that's easier to triage just by preventing the issue entirely. And this is where just a bit of reflection will help quite a bit, using your Masonic symbols to identify, is there a way to solve this problem a little bit better? Can I go to bed earlier? Can I do this? Can I do that? Whatever those sort of personal behaviors are that you're trying to adjust. With that, we'll see you next time.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see, or here, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.